Listen closely. In life, you've got to keep some things close to the chest. See, not everyone who's around you, not everyone who smiles at you, claps for you, or even offers a helping hand, truly wants to see you thrive. There are people who will take whatever piece of you they can get and twist it, bend it, use it against you when the time suits them. Guarding your privacy is not just about keeping secrets, it's about understanding the value of your personal space, your thoughts, and your journey. In a world where people are quick to share every detail of their lives, there is immense strength in holding certain parts of yourself close. When you choose to guard your privacy, you're saying that your inner life, your dreams, and your struggles are not up for public consumption. Not everyone deserves to see the most intimate parts of who you are, and recognizing this is an essential part of self-respect. Your privacy is a shield, a boundary that protects you from the world's sometimes harsh and relentless opinions. Everyone has an opinion, a critique, a piece of advice that they feel entitled to offer. But when you guard your privacy, you limit the space others have to impose their judgments on you. You're creating a safe space where you're free to explore your dreams and ideas without interference or unsolicited advice. When fewer people know your goals, there are fewer voices in your head questioning whether you're capable or deserving of achieving them. The people who genuinely care for you and want to see you succeed will understand and respect your boundaries. They won't need every detail to support you. They won't demand to know everything to show up for you. These are the people you should trust with pieces of your journey. But for everyone else, those who are curious but may not have your best interests at heart, it's perfectly okay to keep things close. They don't need to be in on your every move to appreciate your growth. Guarding your privacy means selectively choosing who truly deserves a window into your life. Privacy also gives you the freedom to make mistakes without an audience. We all stumble, we all fail, and we all have to learn hard lessons along the way. When your life is an open book, every misstep becomes a spectacle for others to judge. Guarding your privacy gives you the space to try, to fail, and to grow without the pressure of a watching crowd. It allows you to correct your path without feeling the weight of others' expectations or criticisms, creating an environment where you can thrive independently. When you keep certain aspects of yourself private, you maintain a sense of autonomy. You're not relying on anyone else's understanding or validation to feel confident in your choices. This autonomy empowers you to make decisions based solely on what you know to be true and right for yourself. Without the noise of external opinions, you are better able to listen to your own voice, trust your own instincts, and develop a stronger connection to your intuition. This deep sense of self-awareness is a gift that only privacy can nurture. Privacy also helps preserve your energy. The more people you let in on your journey, the more energy you spend explaining, justifying, and defending your actions. That energy could be used for self-reflection, for working on your dreams, for bettering yourself in ways that don't need an audience. Guarding your privacy gives you more time and focus to channel your energy into what really matters to you without distractions. It prevents your energy from being drained by unnecessary conversations or validations, allowing you to stay focused on your own priorities. When you're guarded about your personal life, you also reduce the risk of having your vulnerabilities exploited. People can be unpredictable, and not everyone has good intentions. Sharing your struggles and fears with those who don't truly understand or support you can sometimes lead to betrayal or misuse of your trust. By keeping certain struggles private, you protect yourself from those who may try to use your weaknesses against you. You're not giving anyone the ammunition to hurt you, and in doing so, you're taking control of your own story and safeguarding your emotional well-being. Another reason to guard your privacy is that it allows you to reveal only what aligns with your personal growth. When you're in a constant state of transformation, not every version of yourself is ready to be seen or understood by others. Some stages of your life, your healing, or your personal evolution, are meant to be experienced in solitude. Privacy allows you to grow at your own pace, without the influence or expectations of others. You're free to evolve in ways that feel right to you, even if they're not ready for public consumption or judgment. Privacy also cultivates a sense of mystery, which can be an asset. When people don't know everything about you, it keeps them curious. They can't predict your next move, and that can give you a unique edge. You become someone they can't easily define or place into a box. That mystery not only adds to your personal magnetism, but also deters those who may try to manipulate or control you. With less knowledge of your personal life, they have less leverage to influence your decisions, allowing you to operate with a sense of freedom. Guarding your privacy allows you to preserve your inner peace. When people don't know everything about your life, they have less to gossip about, less to question, and less to analyze. This freedom from scrutiny fosters a sense of calm and tranquility. You're not constantly looking over your shoulder or wondering what others think of your choices. Instead, you're free to focus on your journey with peace of mind intact. Privacy acts as a barrier, shielding your mind from the unnecessary stress of others' opinions and keeping you grounded. Privacy is a form of self-love. It's a declaration that you value yourself enough to keep certain parts of your life sacred. In choosing to guard your privacy, you're choosing to protect your inner world from outside disruptions. You're honoring yourself, respecting your journey, and allowing yourself the space to flourish in your own way. In a world that often pushes for transparency and openness, choosing privacy is a radical act of self-respect. It's a way of saying, I am enough on my own and I don't need the world to validate my existence. Setting boundaries is one of the most powerful actions you can take in your life. It's not about shutting people out. It's about creating a healthy space where you can thrive without interference. Boundaries are like invisible lines that define where your priorities and values start and where others' influence ends. When you set boundaries, you're taking control of your time, energy, and emotional well-being, making it clear what you will and will not tolerate. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're necessary to preserve your peace and purpose. Boundaries help clarify your identity. When you set limits on what you allow into your life, you're deciding what aligns with your values and what doesn't. It's a way of reinforcing who you are, independent of other people's expectations or demands. Each boundary you set is a reminder to yourself and to others of what you stand for and what you won't compromise on. Over time, this act of self-definition strengthens your sense of self and keeps you grounded in what truly matters to you. Setting boundaries allows you to protect your energy. Everyone you interact with has the potential to impact your mood, focus, and overall mental state. By setting boundaries, you're choosing which relationships and interactions are worth your time and energy. Not everyone deserves a place in your day-to-day life, and that's okay. Boundaries give you the freedom to say no without guilt, freeing you from the exhaustion of constantly stretching yourself thin to meet others' needs or expectations. In doing so, you're conserving energy for what's genuinely important to you. Boundaries also serve as a safeguard for your mental and emotional health. When you're less likely to be dragged into situations that bring stress, negativity, or conflict into your life. You're protecting yourself from toxic behaviors and harmful influences that may otherwise disrupt your peace. Boundaries act like a filter, allowing only what uplifts and empowers you into your space, and keeping out what may harm or hinder you. This is a vital step in creating an environment that supports your well-being. When you set boundaries, you're also modeling respect for yourself and for others. Boundaries communicate to the world that you have self-worth and that you expect others to honor it. By respecting your own boundaries, you're teaching others to do the same. People begin to understand that there are certain ways they can engage with you and certain behaviors you won't accept. This fosters mutual respect in your relationships, making it clear that you value your needs as much as you value theirs. Boundaries help maintain balance in relationships. Without boundaries, it's easy to fall into a cycle of people-pleasing, sacrificing your needs to keep others happy. But boundaries give relationships a healthy structure, preventing one person from taking too much or giving too little. Boundaries allow for give and take, ensuring that both parties feel respected and valued. They help you avoid resentment by making sure you're not overextending yourself or constantly putting others before yourself. In setting boundaries, you're creating a foundation for relationships built on equality and mutual appreciation. Establishing boundaries allows you to prioritize your own growth. When you don't set limits on others' influence, their opinions and expectations can cloud your path, steering you away from your goals. Boundaries let you focus on what's best for you, without the distraction of trying to meet everyone else's standards. By setting limits, you create space for self-reflection and personal development, which leads to growth on your terms. You're giving yourself permission to explore who you want to become without feeling beholden to others' perceptions or demands. Boundaries provide a sense of control in your life. When you're constantly bending to fit others' needs or expectations, it's easy to feel like you've lost your grip on your own priorities. But when you set clear limits, you're reclaiming control over your time and your life choices. You're taking back the power to decide what gets your attention and what doesn't. Boundaries allow you to dictate the flow of your own life, keeping you from getting swept up in other people's agendas and staying true to what matters most to you. Boundaries are also a form of emotional protection. Life is filled with people who may bring negativity, manipulation, or judgment into your life. By setting firm boundaries, you create a buffer between yourself and those who might seek to take advantage of your kindness or vulnerability. Boundaries help you maintain your emotional strength by preventing others from overstepping and draining your emotional resources. In this way, they act as an invisible shield, allowing you to engage with the world without feeling depleted or disrespected. Boundaries teach others how to treat you. People learn from how you hold your ground, and when you're consistent with your boundaries, they understand that you value yourself. They begin to see that they can't just take advantage of your time or energy. Over time, people who truly care will respect your boundaries and see them as a reflection of your self-worth. Those who don't respect your boundaries are likely the ones who don't respect you, and setting limits can reveal their true intentions. Setting boundaries reinforces your commitment to your own happiness. Life is too short to constantly sacrifice your joy and well-being to appease others. Boundaries allow you to focus on what brings you fulfillment without the pressure to meet everyone else's demands. You're giving yourself the permission to choose what aligns with your happiness and letting go of what doesn't. Boundaries keep you centered on your own journey, allowing you to cultivate joy and purpose in ways that genuinely nourish you. Avoiding the need for validation from others is a profound step toward true freedom. When you're constantly seeking approval, your happiness and self-worth are left in the hands of other people. You become dependent on their praise, their acknowledgement, or their agreement to feel good about yourself. But the truth is, no one else's approval is needed for you to be enough. Relying on validation from others only keeps you trapped in a cycle of pleasing and proving, rather than embracing and honoring who you truly are. When you seek validation, you're giving others control over your self-image. Every compliment, every criticism, every opinion becomes a piece in a puzzle that you're building outside of yourself. Instead of defining who you are from within, you're letting others shape your identity. The problem with this is that people's opinions are always changing. What they praise today, they may criticize tomorrow. When you rely on them for validation, your confidence rises and falls with their ever-shifting views, leaving you with a shaky foundation. Avoiding the need for external validation allows you to trust your own judgment. When you're always looking for others to confirm your choices, you're telling yourself that your own instincts and decisions aren't enough. But true confidence comes from being able to make a decision, stand by it, and own the consequences, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Trusting your judgment means that you respect your own perspective and values above all else, knowing that you're capable of guiding your own path. When you stop seeking validation, you give yourself permission to make mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of growth. But when you're overly concerned with others' opinions, you can become paralyzed by the fear of failure. You start making choices based on what will look good to others rather than what feels right to you. Avoiding validation frees you from this pressure, allowing you to take risks, learn, and grow without the constant worry of what others will think. You realize that mistakes are just steps on the path to success, not reflections of your worth. Seeking validation can also limit your creativity. When you're constantly trying to please others, you may find yourself censoring your own ideas, watering down your unique voice to fit what you think others will approve of. But creativity thrives in authenticity. It's about expressing your true self, not conforming to someone else's standards. By avoiding the need for validation, you're giving yourself the freedom to create without inhibition, to explore ideas that resonate with you, and to express yourself fully, regardless of how others might react. When you stop seeking validation, you become more resilient to criticism. Not everyone will understand your choices, and not everyone will agree with your path. But when you're no longer dependent on their approval, criticism loses its power to wound you. You're able to separate constructive feedback from negativity and recognize that others' opinions are often reflections of their own limitations, not yours. This resilience empowers you to stay focused on your goals without being thrown off course by every judgment or critique. Avoiding the need for validation also allows you to value your achievements for what they mean to you, rather than how they appear to others. It's easy to get caught up in achieving milestones that will impress others, but true fulfillment comes from pursuing goals that align with your values and passions. When you stop seeking validation, you're free to chase the dreams that hold meaning for you, regardless of whether they are flashy or impressive. This internal motivation drives you forward with a sense of purpose and fulfillment that no external praise could ever provide. Relying on validation can make you more susceptible to manipulation. When others know you crave their approval, they can use it as leverage to sway your actions, to keep you doing things that serve their interests rather than your own. By avoiding the need for validation, you're reclaiming your independence. You're no longer swayed by empty praise or harsh criticism. Instead, you act based on your own values and principles, making choices that align with your true self, free from the influence of others' expectations. When you avoid seeking validation, you're able to cultivate a stronger sense of self-worth. Self-worth is not something that comes from the outside, it's something that is nurtured from within. When you're constantly looking to others for validation, you're telling yourself that your value depends on their approval. But real self-worth comes from accepting yourself fully, flaws and all. By valuing yourself independently of others' opinions, you build a sense of worth that remains steady no matter how others see you. Avoiding validation leads to greater inner peace. When you're always seeking approval, you're constantly looking outside yourself, waiting for others to tell you that you're enough. This constant search can leave you feeling restless and unsatisfied, always chasing something you can't quite reach. But when you stop seeking validation, you find contentment within yourself. You're no longer dependent on anyone else's opinions for your happiness, allowing you to experience a sense of peace that comes from being secure in who you are. Avoiding the need for validation allows you to live more authentically. When you're free from the need to impress, you're able to make choices that align with your true self. You're no longer shaping your life around others' expectations, but rather, you're living according to your own values and desires. This authenticity brings a sense of liberation and joy that no amount of external approval could ever match. Living authentically allows you to build a life that is genuinely yours, filled with the people, experiences, and dreams that truly resonate with you. There is a profound strength in silence that many people overlook. In a world filled with noise, constant communication, and the need to share every detail, silence is often misunderstood as weakness or indifference. But those who understand the power of silence know that it holds a quiet resilience, an inner strength that doesn't need validation. Silence is a choice, a way to conserve energy and focus on what truly matters without being distracted by unnecessary chatter or the opinions of others. Embracing silence can be one of the most empowering decisions you make. Silence gives you a chance to connect with your inner self. In the stillness, away from the noise of others' thoughts and judgments, You begin to hear your own voice more clearly. You get to know who you are without the influence of external opinions. Silence becomes a mirror, reflecting your true thoughts, feelings, and desires. This clarity is invaluable because it allows you to understand what genuinely matters to you, rather than what society or others might expect from you. Through silence, you build a foundation of self-awareness that becomes a guiding force in your life. Silence allows you to observe without interference. When you're silent, you become more attuned to the world around you. You start noticing the nuances in people's actions, the subtleties in their words, and the things left unsaid. Silence sharpens your perception, enabling you to read situations and people with greater accuracy. This heightened awareness can be a powerful tool, giving you insights that others might miss in their haste to speak. Observing in silence often reveals truths that aren't obvious, helping you make wiser, more informed decisions. You conserve your energy. Speaking constantly or being drawn into every conversation can be exhausting. Silence allows you to choose when and where to invest your energy, reserving it for moments that truly matter. Rather than dissipating your strength in endless exchanges, you channel it into what's meaningful to you. Silence gives you control over your focus, enabling you to devote your full attention to your goals, passions, and the people who genuinely matter in your life. It's a way of protecting your inner resources so you can remain strong and centered. Silence is often a refuge in difficult times. When challenges arise, it's natural to seek answers, explanations, or reassurance from others. But sometimes, the answers you need can only be found within. In silence, you find the courage to face your struggles on your own terms without external distractions. This inner resilience teaches you to rely on yourself, to find strength in your own ability to endure and overcome. Silence becomes a safe space where you can process your emotions, reflect, and find clarity without the noise of outside influence. You learn patience. The world often values speed and immediacy, but silence reminds you that not everything needs to be rushed. Some things take time to understand, to grow, or to heal. By embracing silence, you cultivate the patience to let things unfold at their own pace. You learn to trust the process without the pressure to push for quick answers or immediate results. Silence teaches you that there's wisdom in waiting, and that sometimes the best outcomes come from allowing things to evolve naturally. Silence empowers you to listen. True listening is a rare skill, especially in a world where everyone is eager to share their thoughts. When you choose silence, you open yourself up to truly hearing others. You learn to listen not only to their words, but also to their emotions, their intentions, and their unspoken feelings. This deep level of listening can transform your relationships, creating a space for genuine connection and understanding. Through silence, you develop empathy and insight, allowing you to respond with compassion and wisdom. Silence helps you to avoid unnecessary conflict. When you're quick to speak, you may find yourself drawn into arguments or disagreements that don't serve you. Silence allows you to step back, giving you time to assess whether engaging is truly worthwhile. By choosing not to react impulsively, you often avoid conflicts that could drain your energy or harm your peace of mind. Silence acts as a buffer, protecting you from the emotional turmoil that comes with unnecessary drama. It allows you to remain calm, collected, and in control of your responses. Through silence, you cultivate self-discipline. Choosing to remain silent when it's tempting to speak takes restraint. It's an act of self-control that strengthens your character. In moments when emotions are high, or you're tempted to defend yourself, silence teaches you the discipline to pause and reflect. This self-control becomes a powerful asset in all areas of life, helping you respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Silence builds your resilience, enabling you to face challenges with a calm, measured approach rather than getting swept up in the moment. Silence is a statement of confidence. When you don't feel the need to explain yourself, defend your choices, or seek approval, you're demonstrating a deep sense of self-assurance. Silence says, "I am enough, just as I am without the need for validation from others." It shows that you're comfortable in your own skin, that you don't need to prove yourself to anyone. This quiet confidence is often more impactful than words, as it radiates a strength that speaks for itself. By choosing silence, you're affirming that you trust yourself and your path. Silence is a form of respect for yourself and for others. By holding space in silence, you're giving yourself the respect to process your thoughts fully, to consider your words carefully, and to honor your own needs. Silence respects others by allowing them the space to speak, to express themselves without interruption or judgment. This mutual respect creates an atmosphere of calm and understanding where everyone feels valued. In choosing silence, you cultivate a sense of dignity and grace, allowing yourself to engage with the world in a way that is both powerful and gentle. Embracing mystery in life is a powerful way to command respect without saying a word. There's something captivating about a person who doesn't reveal everything, someone who maintains an air of intrigue rather than putting every detail on display. When you embrace mystery, you're not hiding or being deceptive, you're simply choosing to reserve parts of yourself that don't need to be shared with everyone. This sense of self-restraint is powerful, signaling to others that you value your privacy and that not everything about you is available for public consumption. Mystery keeps people curious. When you refrain from sharing every thought, every emotion, and every detail of your life, you create a space of intrigue around you. People are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand. It's human nature to want to know more about what is withheld. By embracing mystery, you keep people interested, encouraging them to look beyond the surface and wonder about the layers within you. This intrigue often leads to a greater sense of respect, as people realize there's more to you than meets the eye. Maintaining mystery gives you control over how you are perceived. When you don't share everything, you get to decide what aspects of yourself you reveal and when. This control is empowering, allowing you to shape your own image and protect your reputation. Others don't get to form opinions based on half-baked assumptions or transient moods. Instead, they see only what you choose to show, which means you're always presenting the best version of yourself. This selective sharing builds respect, as people come to see you as composed, thoughtful, and intentional. Mystery helps protect your vulnerabilities. When you keep certain parts of yourself private, you're protecting the sensitive areas of your life from scrutiny or judgment. Not everyone needs to know your weaknesses, struggles, or fears. By embracing mystery, you're safeguarding your personal experiences, allowing only those you trust to see the deeper aspects of who you are. This discretion is a form of strength, showing others that you don't feel the need to expose yourself for validation or sympathy. Instead, you retain a quiet dignity, which commands respect from those around you. Embracing mystery also prevents people from taking you for granted. When you're an open book, people may start to feel entitled to your thoughts, opinions, and even your time. But when you maintain an element of mystery, they come to realize that access to you is a privilege, not a right. This sense of exclusivity builds respect, as people begin to understand that they must earn their place in your life rather than assuming it. Mystery keeps people attentive and appreciative, knowing that what you share with them is something they shouldn't take lightly. Being mysterious allows you to maintain a sense of independence. When you're not constantly seeking validation or oversharing, you show others that you are self-sufficient, not reliant on anyone else's opinions or approval. This independence commands respect because it shows that you're not swayed by outside influences. You're free to make your own choices and to live by your own values, regardless of what others may think. People respect those who can stand on their own, who don't need constant reassurance, and who are comfortable in their own skin. Mystery adds weight to your words and actions. When you speak sparingly, people tend to listen more closely, valuing what you have to say. Similarly, when you act with intention, your actions carry more meaning. By embracing mystery, you make each interaction count, showing that you don't waste words or actions lightly. This reserved approach leaves a lasting impression on others, as they come to recognize the depth behind your words and the thoughtfulness in your actions. It's this careful choice of when to speak or act that makes people take notice and, in turn, respect you more. Embracing mystery also helps to keep drama out of your life. When you don't reveal everything, there's less for others to gossip about or misunderstand. You keep the focus on what's important, rather than feeding into unnecessary conflicts or misunderstandings. This discretion creates an environment of calm around you, free from the petty dramas that often arise from oversharing. People respect those who avoid drama, seeing them as mature and composed, capable of navigating life without getting caught up in trivial issues. Mystery becomes a shield, preserving your peace and your reputation. Mystery encourages self-reflection. When you're not constantly explaining yourself to others, you have more time to reflect inwardly. This time for introspection helps you develop a deeper understanding of who you are and what you stand for. Embracing mystery isn't about hiding from others, it's about taking the time to truly know yourself. People respect those who have a strong sense of self, who aren't afraid to sit with their own thoughts without seeking outside approval. This self-reflection gives you a quiet confidence that others can sense and admire. Mystery fosters genuine connections. When you're selective about what you share, you attract people who are genuinely interested in knowing you beyond the surface level. These individuals are willing to put in the effort to earn your trust, rather than just taking whatever you're willing to give. Embracing mystery filters out those who are only interested in superficial connections, allowing you to form bonds based on mutual respect and understanding. These relationships are more meaningful as they're built on a foundation of genuine interest and effort, rather than convenience or curiosity. Embracing mystery is a way of respecting yourself. By choosing what to share and what to keep private, you're honoring your own experiences and valuing them as something special. Not everything in your life is meant for public display, and by keeping certain parts of yourself sacred, you reinforce your own sense of worth. This self-respect doesn't go unnoticed by others. They see that you value yourself enough to maintain boundaries and to protect what's important to you. In turn, they're more likely to respect you, recognizing that you're someone who doesn't give away their energy or attention lightly. Retaining control and power in your life is essential for establishing respect and asserting your individuality. In a world where many seek to influence or dictate how you live, holding on to your sense of control is a declaration of self-respect. It's about knowing that you alone are responsible for your choices, and that your destiny is shaped by the decisions you make. By refusing to hand over control to others, you affirm your right to live on your terms, and this independence is both empowering and liberating. Taking ownership of your life in this way sends a clear message that you're not easily swayed or manipulated. When you retain control, you guard your inner peace. Allowing others to control your reactions or dictate your emotions puts your tranquility at risk. By remaining in control of your responses, you create a buffer between yourself and the chaos around you. This sense of calm, born from self-discipline, becomes a source of strength that others cannot disrupt. You're no longer at the mercy of external factors, but instead, you become the one who decides what deserves your attention and what does not. This mastery over your emotions is a quiet display of power that others can't help but respect. Maintaining control allows you to protect your boundaries. When you clearly define what you will and will not tolerate, you set the standards for how others are allowed to interact with you. This power over your personal boundaries makes it clear that your time, energy, and space are valuable and not to be misused. Retaining control in this way prevents people from taking advantage of your kindness or generosity. It also serves as a reminder to others that respect is required if they wish to be a part of your life. Through firm boundaries, you establish yourself as someone who won't easily be pushed around. Power lies in making deliberate choices. Every day you're faced with decisions that, when made consciously, reinforce your autonomy. When you're in control, you avoid making choices based on fleeting emotions or external pressures. Instead, you make decisions that align with your values, vision, and goals. This level of intentionality strengthens your sense of purpose, as you're no longer drifting, but moving in a direction that you've carefully chosen. This deliberate approach to life shows others that you're someone who takes charge, someone who doesn't allow circumstances to dictate their actions. Retaining control means not allowing others to define your worth. When you depend on others to validate your decisions or choices, you surrender your power to them. But when you stand firm in your beliefs and values, regardless of others' opinions, you take back that power. You become the sole judge of your worth, not swayed by the approval or disapproval of those around you. This self-assuredness is deeply empowering because it affirms that you don't need anyone else to feel complete or valuable. It's a quiet power, but one that commands respect because it shows true confidence. Control over your narrative gives you power over your legacy. People will always try to interpret your actions or label you in ways that serve their interests. But by retaining control of how you present yourself, you get to decide the story others hear. You consciously shape your reputation by choosing what you share and how you conduct yourself. This control over your public image ensures that people see you for who you genuinely are, rather than letting them create their own assumptions. It's a subtle yet effective way of asserting power, allowing you to influence how the world perceives you. When you control your reactions, you prevent others from manipulating you. Emotional control is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. If people can predict how you'll react, they may try to provoke you to gain a reaction. But when you keep your responses measured and deliberate, you deny them that power. By refusing to react impulsively, you maintain a level of control that shields you from others' attempts to sway you. This ability to stay composed, even under pressure, demonstrates strength and maturity, making it clear that you are not someone to be easily influenced. Retaining control means choosing your battles wisely. Not every argument or conflict is worth your energy. By being selective about where you invest your time and effort, you retain the power to focus on what truly matters. This discernment shows others that you value your energy and won't waste it on trivial issues. People respect those who can rise above petty disagreements, recognizing that you're someone who doesn't get entangled in unnecessary drama. By controlling your involvement, you demonstrate that you're focused on bigger goals and aren't easily sidetracked. When you hold on to control, you become more resilient. Life is full of unpredictable challenges, and while you can't always control what happens, you can control how you respond. This resilience is a form of power that allows you to bounce back from setbacks, maintaining your direction, even in difficult times. When others see that you remain steady under pressure, they recognize the strength it takes to remain focused and undeterred. This resilience not only earns respect, but also instills a deep confidence in your own ability to handle whatever comes your way. Power is amplified through self-discipline. Controlling your impulses, habits, and desires requires discipline, which is the foundation of personal power. Whether it's resisting distractions or staying committed to a long-term goal, self-discipline is what separates those who lead their lives with intention from those who are led by fleeting desires. When you consistently choose discipline over ease, you build an unshakable foundation of control. People notice and respect this kind of inner strength, recognizing that you're not someone who can be easily swayed from your path.